are you ready? I'm going to put you on the speaker. Okay. Can you hear?
Yes, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, look at that, that was perfect timing, 7 o'clock, we can get started. Would you join in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Catherine, you want to call the roll, please?
Mr. Anderson?
Here.
Mr. Kashani?
Here.
Mr. Giardina?
Here.
Mr. Kosel?
Here.
Mr. Malta?
Here.
Mrs. Maltman? Here. Mr. Gaskin?
Here.
Ms. Corsi? Here. Mr. Artuso?
Here.
Mr. Jarden?
Here.
Okay, again, I'd like to welcome everyone to the meeting. This is a very simple meeting here tonight. This was a requested meeting to have a separate meeting in regard to the McAlpin Industries project to move forward with final approval on it, and I'd like to welcome you all here.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Mike Ritchie from Costed Engineering. With me, we have Darla and Mark from McAlpin Industries. We are here tonight for final site plan and special use permit approval for phase 1 of McAlpin Industries warehouse. We were here 2 weeks ago as board granted seeker and preliminary approval, and there were some comments that the board had from that meeting. Site plan comments and comments related to architecturals. We since revised those plans to address the planning board's comments and submitted revised plans. After that, I did have a conversation with the town engineer. He had one minor comment about the access, the entrance. We worked through that, revised the plans again, had a conference call with him and Josh and the highway superintendent yesterday, and they expressed that they were satisfied with the change that was made. So with that, we'd be happy to answer any questions that this board has, and again, requesting final site plan and special use permit approval. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't read this into the record, does it matter?
It should be good. Actually, this was at the PRC again Thursday. It was discussed and talked about widening that section of the road. First thought was that we call it hot patch or something is in the way. Well, that's on the other side of the pond, actually. So that road is clear cut going in, so there's room to widen it, correct?
Yep, and we did. We widened
Yep,
it to
I
about
see that.
40 feet wide there at the entrance, so that even the largest truck won't cross over the yellow line.
Okay, I just had a couple of notes on there. I mean, it's a big piece of paper you got, Mike, but I've got pretty good eyes, but I'm looking at it, I'm having a hard time to see. I mean, you're showing phase 3 and phase 2 on the other page and stuff. But the exterior finish legend, I can't see that. I didn't bring my magnifying glass.
Understand. I know we did submit some large sheets. It's unwieldy to work with sometimes. It's a little bit easier to see the detail on those.
Okay, so you'll have that all, it'll be, what you've got will be blown up
Yep, and it
in a
is.
full sheet.
Yes, there are 3 copies of those were
All right,
submitted.
so let me just ask you the question. On just phase 1, forget fate.
Get that one, Tom, I just want to make sure you got that.
Yeah, no, I got it. I've seen that. No, I saw that. But my concern is,
Yeah.
it's phase 2 and phase 3, but I want to see a nice picture of phase 1. What are we using for the material on phase 1? So I don't know what you're showing on there, like at the entrance.
Yep, for phase 1. Yeah, again, it's metal, exterior metal. It's and around the main entrance of phase 1, again, the intent that isn't going to be the ultimate main entrance. That's just for right now, but it is going to be a stacked stone entryway with some highlighting in blue. The main colors are, I believe they're gray and what was the change? A white and a gray. Yeah, and then blue accenting the entrance there. And then the main entrance, which would be in the second phase.
Yeah, when you ultimately get to that, that's attractive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and tough to see, but the rendering does show it, a little bit better context over to the left. That it's, a stacked stone, little vestibule entrance with blue siding at the end.
Yeah. All right, that's all I had. I mean, you accomplished everything that was asked for.
Can I ask about the monument sign? Drawing you have here.
Yes,
It says 1964, because you can't hardly see it. It doesn't shine out like the Alton name does.
yeah, we can work with the sign company to make it more bright white so it pops out, instead of maybe the metal
I know.
finish, yeah.
It would be no.
Before you get into the sign, let's keep that as a whole separate issue. U of R has a sign out there, you're gonna want a sign out there too.
Yep.
My suggestion is that you guys work together with them and put the two signs, talking to Josh today about it, on one pedestal setup, because that sign, ultimately, their sign's gonna have to get moved over anyways.
That's correct.
So they can keep the same sign, you can put your sign, put one neat pedestal,
Yep.
and the two signs side by side. You don't want two separate signs,
I
that would be attacking.
And Mark actually just mentioned that he's had conversations with
Okay.
U of R, and they're willing to work with
Great,
McAlpin.
that's good.
Yeah, so,
So as far as the sign, let's hold off on the sign.
John,
I don't think
Well, we
that's
can come back.
all important tonight, until you guys know where it's gonna be, what it's gonna look like.
we are
And
fine
then
with
deal
that.
with the sign as a whole separate thing. The
Absolutely.
other thing with the sign too, or the address, your address is,
And so, based on conversations we had with the board and town staff, there was intent to not give this property a hard road address. So we worked with Monroe County 911 and submitted a bunch of names, and they approved, we're okay naming the private drive Metalworks Way. To understand that it creates a little bit of potential confusion with the U of R facility, since they have a hard road address. And we're willing to work with the town, work with Monroe County Emergency Services, and whatever the most logical way to name that, whether U of R is willing to change their address from Hard Road to Metalworks Way, and McAlpin works with them on
no
that.
trouble with that, but I think for them, I mean, they got thousands of clients.
Sure, they don't want that
I don't
confusion.
think they're gonna wanna change it.
Right,
I think it would be, if you guys are agreeable to that, is to change yours to a hard road address.
we can certainly do that, yeah, that's,
Make it one road, because that's gonna be confusing as all heck,
we don't want that.
okay?
Yeah, we understand that, we don't want emergency services being
So in the
confused.
process of doing that, why don't you guys work on your sign to coincide with the hard road address,
Yes, sir,
okay? I think that would be good, that would be an accomplishment. That'd be a lot easier and quicker.
we agree.
All right, good, that was the other issue. Anybody, any concerns about anything that, this has all been beat up by engineering, so I don't wanna get into engineering.
Oh,
No, this is fine.
My question is, phase two, do you guys have a rough schedule, like when are you anticipating doing phase two?
As we've been planning, I think we've been getting more and more excited for it. We like the look of the building, excited to expand. Right now, it's still kind of, the guideline is probably 5 to 8 years. It would be that phase. That would be additional growth. We're not there right now, even though we really like the looks of it, so we're getting excited, but just not quite yet.
Okay. And
Anybody, any concerns?
No,
Just, the sign, the good points brought up, you reminded me, because we discussed incorporating the two together, so. Derek? You all set? Heidi, you all right?
I'm all set.
David? Okay. This is going good.
I just have one more, sorry.
Go ahead.
This is more of just for a road, where you go from 24-foot wide to 26-foot wide. If you maybe could tamper that out so that a plow doesn't nick it.
Yeah, we can do that over, a
That's all.
couple lengths of.
Just flare it out.
Yep, flare it out to make it a smooth transition. Yep, that's a good idea.
Okay, that's it. Good. All right, we've done seeker, this project has received a preliminary approval. Tonight they're here for final approval, and also what this board's charged with is to issue a special use permit for this project too, because it's in the OP district. So we gotta do a final approval. You wanna do a final on this thing? Wanna do it? Yeah, here, okay. Just for final. What do you say?
Webster.
Make a motion for final approval. On McAlpin Industries, located 875 Polish Parkway. Subject to project review committee comments, subject to Parks and Rec fees, if applicable. Subject to preliminary approval conditions, subject to all applicable government fees, subject to the Department of Public Works approvals. Significant construction shall occur within 1 year, is deemed by the planning board, and expire on May 20th, 2026. The conditions of preliminary and final approval are depicted on the cover page of the final design plans. The engineer for the proposed project should provide a certification that all proposed work was completed as per the planning board resolution of final approval before certificate of occupancy will be issued. A letter of credit to the town for the project should include the fee for the engineer's final inspection. Stormwater facilities to be constructed first. Subject to resolution of final approved minutes. Approvals are subject to wrong number. Project number 9649. And that's it.
That's your motion, need a second?
Second.
Mr. Malta,
Aye.
Mr. Giardina,
Aye.
Mr. Anderson,
Aye.
Mr. Coastal,
Aye.
Mr. Gassick,
Aye.
Mrs. Maltman. Aye. Mr. Shaw.
Aye. Along with those minutes, final approval, I think we should include this too. This was a note from Keith Mortimer, the town engineer. He would like to have this included also, and we'll put this in, Dave, if it's okay with you. Requesting the following approval conditions, and this is striping of the pavement area to be used by WB-67 to emphasize access point lane usage by all other vehicles. And number 2, location of a stop bar to maximize sight distance. And number 3, relocation of modification of monument signs to mitigate impacts to sight distance. And also a revised SWIPS report prior to Mylar signatures, okay? Those are the 4 items. We'll include that in, is that okay with everyone? Okay?
No, it's 875, it says Publishers Parkway, is that the correct address, or is
That's the address of, I believe, you and Byron.
it'd be Hard Road?
It's hard, but what did I say?
It says Publishers Parkway here, and that's what.
Oh, no,
they
that's
said.
not, no.
So it should be Hard Road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
currently a Publishers
I
Parkway
know
address.
that's what, it's currently that way, that's why they put it in there.
It's going to be changed.
So that's my idea, is to keep it as all one.
Yeah.
Okay, did we vote on that? We did, didn't we? Yeah, we're all set, we're good with that. All right, anything else? No, that's it for that. Now, again, according to the town code, that is an OP, which is an office park district. Allowable uses, this was sent to the town board for a request from you folks to put a manufacturing facility on there, which was okay. Town board then referred it to the planning board for review. This board has reviewed it several times now, we've had it in, and we've gone through it with a fine tooth comb, I would believe, right? And we're all in agreement with the outcomes, we've made the final approval on it. So along with that then, our charge is to issue a special use permit for this facility in manufacturing. So I guess we cut it short, but Article 269-32 is your standards of all special use permits. And there's a list, I'll go through them quickly. Uses permitted will be general harmony and promote general purpose and intent of the area. Impact on the district is minimal, it's similar to other businesses. Adjacent properties, C. It's the location, height of the buildings, conforms to what is generally in the area. I'm using these as our findings for this thing. Impacts on neighboring properties, there is no special uses that doesn't cause any severe impacts on nearby properties, etc. E, impacts on surrounding properties. Nature, duration, intensity does not cause an issue with the surrounding properties. Traffic has been mitigated, that's been designed with adequate parking on site for your vehicles and so on. Services, the use shall be appropriately located. There is transportation, you have water supply, fire protection, and so on. That's all done. Seeker, that has passed the seeker. We've done a seeker on this project. Additional standards, special uses shall also be subject to any and all applicable local, state, and federal laws, codes, which we're aware of. We've done that. Additional standards or requirements that the planning board may reasonably request, and I think that we've done in our final approval. So I guess with that, I'll call that a motion. Need a second.
Second.
Should we put in there about obtaining an
I'm sorry?
Should we put in Maureen's motions, wording about obtaining an arbor management?
That's
Oh, that
a,
we requested?
that's a condition, isn't it?
Well, we discussed it, but,
We're fine if that's a condition, yeah.
Add it as
okay, you want to do that?
That's what I did on it.
That way it's in there, okay, so okay, all right, that's it, you got it, right? Okay, all right, we're good then, you got it.
Mr. Bishani?
Aye.
Mr. Malta?
Aye.
Mr. Giardina?
Aye.
Mr. Anderson?
Aye.
Mr. Kosel?
Aye.
Mr. Gassett?
Aye.
Mrs. Maltman?
And with that, I guess we're all set.
Thank you for the special meeting.
Been a little
Appreciate it.
draw, but you got there.
Thank you. Have a
And
good
good
night.
luck with that sign, I think that
That makes the most sense.
I think that will work out well, side by side, work it out with them, we've already spoken with them, so that's a great thing. Two sides would be kind of tacky.
Yeah. Maybe one makes more sense.
Sounds
Thank you.
good, see you guys.
Have a good night.
Okay, with that, I guess we're all set, thanks for coming in for a short meeting.